Welcome back to Trash Man MMA, man. It's yours truly, the Trash Man. I recorded this once. We're gotta do it twice because the audio didn't record. But RDR versus Allen, man. UFC Vancouver, bro. It's a relatively good card. You know, we got some dogs on here. We know we got Allen, Brendan Allen. We got Kevin Holland, Amos Zahabi, fucking Matt Favola, bro, and the dog, the OG dog himself, Davey fuck Grant on the card, man. Let's get right into it, bro. Like I said, I recorded this once. I don't want to be here too fucking long, so it's going to be a little bit shorter than it would have been. It was fucking 30 minutes, bro. I recorded this shit for 30 minutes, and I got to do it all over again. Melissa Croden versus Thainara Lisboa. Melissa Croden's competition is absolutely dog. Her last opponent is 8-6, who is now 8-7. Extremely weak competition. Lisboa has been in the UFC. I think she has a picture. She has relatively good competition. On to the next. I'm going Lisboa 30-27. Asmat Bakova versus Yusri Belgario. You have to mix in the grappling to be Asmat. It's just not even fun. You have to. Yusri Belgario, a kickboxer, is not gonna fucking do that. Even though he has been training MMA for the past fucking like 5 years, he's just not gonna mix in grappling, which is understandable. Asmat is fucking a demon on the ground just as much as he is on the feet, and he does have a huge reach advantage to overcome. 7 inches. Differential that he has to get over. That's a big ask. 5-inch height disadvantage, 5-inch leg reach disadvantage. He's gonna have trouble getting to Yusri Belgario, but some of these fighters, man, just have absolutely no idea how to fight behind the range. I feel like Yusri Belgario loves himself a dogfight, and I think Asmat Bekov can lure him into that, take him down, hike up the single leg, just drop him down to his head, getting that second round KO ground and pound up against the fence, just bop, 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 shot. And Yusri Belgario, man, he had a lackluster first showing on Dana White Contender Series, and then he had another lackluster one where he did get a submission like the final like the third round. Maybe it was a submission, maybe it wasn't, but either way, just very unimpressed with both of his showings that we've had so far. And he did take this fight on short notice, but it has been getting pushed back. I believe, I can't remember who Yusri is stepping in for, but he stepped in for somebody who dropped out, and then they decided to push this card back a few weeks and then a few more weeks, so it's here on the Vancouver card. But I'm going Asmat Pekov. I think you could just trust him a lot more than Yusri. On to the next. Stephanie Luciano. Stephanie Luciano, in my opinion, has absolutely no finishing ability, and Ravena Oliveira actually does. She's actually somewhat kind of dangerous. I'm going Oliveira 30-27. On to the next. Kyle Prepelic versus Drew Dober. This one's hard, because Kyle Prepelic, his loss to BSD doesn't look too bad now, He actually looked pretty good in the grappling, relatively. He looked relatively decent in the grappling. What I'm trying to say is he looked better than Mauricio Rufy, at least, but other than that, he's just not good on the ground. He doesn't have any grappling. Yes, it's better than Mauricio Rufy's for sure, but it's not anything to scoff at. And to beat Drew Dober, you do have to mix in the grappling. You do have to be like a Renato Moicano. Even if you're not the most dangerous on the feet, you have that danger on the ground, and I think you just have to mix it in. You actually have to be kind of well-rounded to beat Drew Dober. If you go blow for blow with Drew Dober, I don't think Kyle Prepelic has the dog in him or the fucking grit to really take on some of those shots. And, bro, he's 0-3 in the UFC. He went 0-2 in his first run. He got brought back on short notice against BSD. He got smothered until the second or third round. He's 0-3, bro. He's 0-3. He's a Canadian. He's just a Canadian front. He's just like, hey, Canada, we have a Canadian fighter. That's all he is. He's not actually good. He has no finishing ability on the ground nor on the feet. Granted, Drew Dober might not be the hardest hitting guy himself, and he might have gotten chinned he might get chinned quite frequently. But in a dogfight where two motherfuckers are going hook for hook, I could trust Dober a lot more than I can trust Kyle Prepelic, and it's been proven. So I'm going Drew Dober 30-27. On to the next. Danny Barlow versus DeJordan Santos. Now, this is a little hard, too, because Danny Barlow is going up in weight. He used to be a welterweight, and then he got chinned by... Fuck, I can never remember the guy's name. He got chinned by some bloke. moved up. He said, I didn't want to deal with fucking technical fighters anymore. I'm going to go to middleweight where I have to fight Jordan Santos, who lost to fucking Ozzy fucking Diaz. Uh, he's going to skill mog him. He's going to speed mog him. Maybe he could get pressed up against the fence a lot and get smudged. Which I could see of being a very real chance of happening. The Jordan Santos not having much of a answer for him being on the feet and him being taller and having a longer reach. I think it'll give Jordan Santos a lot of issues, but I do think Santos is bigger frame wise and just is naturally carries around a lot more weight than Danny Barlow. But I think Danny Barlow can just like speed mog him and just get the fuck off my screen, you dumb fuck. Get off my screen. But we do have to talk about the fucking split decision to Nikolai Varetnikov, who's been looking absolute dog, and the fact that Danny Barlow went to a split decision with him, and his other win is Josh Quinlan. Come on, buddy. That comp is looking... So, but I'm still going to go Danny Barlow. 30-27. Gets it done over to Jordan Santos. I don't think he could put him away. On to the next, Hyung Sung Park versus Bruno Silva. Hyung Sung Park is actually good. He's dangerous on the feet. He caught Tatsuro Taira a lot. I think a fight between him and Steve Erceg would be actually a lot more competitive than people think. I think he can actually hurt Steve Erceg a lot. I think he could hurt him pretty bad. And Bruno Silva being fucking ancient, 35, and getting chinned twice in a row by Manel Cap and Pillow Hands Joshua Vance. Like, you're getting TKO'd by both those guys. Hyung Sung Park has a lot of pop in his shots. He hurt Taira at least once in their fight. I think he's gonna if Hyung Sung Park can land on an extremely well-rounded fighter like fucking Taira, he's gonna land all day on fucking no head movement Bruno fucking Bulldog Silva. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna land on him too often, too frequently. I could see a body shot TKO leading to Bruno Silva falling up against the fence. Hyung Sung Park follows up with shots upstairs, puts him out. So yeah, first round TKO by Hyung Sung Park. On to the next, Charles Jourdain versus Davy Grant. You just can't pick against Davy Grant, man. You the question you have to ask yourself here. Can Charles Jourdain split decision Davy Grant? I don't think he can. I think Davy Grant is too dangerous on the feet. We've seen Charles Jourdain have problems on the feet. I think Davy Grant is too well-rounded on the ground for a striker in Jourdain. Yes, I know Jourdain is a black belt. And I know he has an excellent brother, Luis Jourdain, who he's been striking with. Luis Jourdain having a professional boxing record. So him and his brother do have that kind of, I'm the grappler, you're the striker, we can teach each other. But I think Davy Grant is just locked in, bro. He's locked in. That's dangerous Davy Grant we're talking about, man. Jourdain has just been too inconsistent. His wins are extremely lackluster. Victor Henry and fucking Kron Gracie. That's about it. You know, that's it. Grant's locked in, man. Blackshear, Tavares, Marcos, Asuncao, Yanez. Come on, man. He just smokes these kids. You literally just can't pick Dave. You can't not pick Davy Grant. I'm going Davy Grant, 30-27. Or I don't think he can finish Charles Jourdain. Jourdain is a very hard person to finish. So yeah, 30-27, Davy Grant. On to the next. Kyle Nassam versus Matt Frevola. I actually had to call up my homeboy because I was stressing over this fight. I genuinely had no clue. Bro, this is the battle of the bums. Battle of the red-haired bums. One has hair, one is bald. Like, I'm sorry, they're both dog shit. They're both extremely bad. Kyle Nelson, they both get chinned, bro. It's just like they both coming off of a year off. They're going to have ring rust out the wazoo. I don't know, bruh. At the end of the day, Nelson lost to Jai Herbert and fucking Billy Quarantillo. You know what I'm saying? But Kyle Nelson does have the lighter man skill. He's coming up from 145 to fight at 155 after he missed weight against Sean Garcia or Steve Garcia, whatever his name is. He got chinned like in the second round, forced to move up weight. It's been about a year. He's probably fat. He probably hasn't acclimated to the division well. They're both going to be sloppy. They've been out of the ring for a year apiece. They're both going to be sloppy, tired. They're probably going to be gassed by the end of the first round or 2 minutes into the second. Maybe I could just trust Kyle Nelson a little bit more with his speed advantage against Matt Frevola. Matt Frevola does get chinned quite frequently. So I'm going Kyle Nelson by a sloppy fucking 29-28. Pause. On to the next. Cody Gibson versus AG, whatever his fucking name is. That's what we're going to call him, AG. Cody Gibson can wrestle. He's fought pretty good competition. AG has fought people like fucking Jay Perrin. I'm going Cody Gibson. I believe he dropped his last one to Jamal Blackshear by Kimura, if I'm not mistaken. So I just think he can grapple. AG can't, man. We seen him get... I mean, he did look okay against Raul Rosas. He did look okay. He gave him a little bit of a... Not issues. It was a very clear Raul Rosas Jr. win. But he was there. He was there. But Cody Gibson, I think he's stronger. You know. He can wrestle. On to the next, though. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I'm going, as much as I want to go Jasmine Jasudavicius, because I really like her as a WMMA fighter, actually. She's actually like, you know, I pay attention when she fights, for sure. Manon Fiorot is just too good to pick against. I picked this girl to beat Valentina Shevchenko. I think Valentina Shevchenko dog walks Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jasudavicius doesn't really do anything extraordinary well for me to pick her against Fiorot. Her grappling is okay. It's good. It's good grappling. Her striking is okay. It's good. It's relatively good striking. She has an okay Darce choke. But everything that Jasmine could do, Valentina can do 100 times better. And we've seen Fiorot go up against Valentina. We've seen her out control with Valentina. We've seen her be put in... She was in somewhat dominant positions at times. You know, I believe she was able to hold her up against the fence a little bit. Striking the clinch, knee her to the body and whatnot. I think Manon Fiorot can do that to Jasmine. I think Jasmine's going to be pretty weak in the clinch. I think Manon Fiorot, I think she can drill excellent knees to the body and all things alike. Just anything that Jasmine can do, Valentina can do better. If I'm picking Manon to beat Valentina, I'm picking her to beat Jasmine Jasudavicius, who's just a Walmart version. Not even a Walmart version of Valentina. She's just not as good as Valentina in any way, shape, or form. Going Manon Fiorot, man. Going Manon Fiorot. I can see her TKOing Jasmine Jasudavicius with shots with knees to the body, like I was saying. She has more pop a lot. She has a way more pop than Jasmine as well. But yeah, so Manon Fiorot, third round, knee to the body finish. Marlon Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. Marlon Vera is shit. In his most recent fight, I believe it was against Davison Figueiredo. Davison Figueiredo just went to scrap with Montel Jackson, who refused to fight, who refused to throw anything other than a 1-2. Bro literally only has a 1-2 and that's it. And if Davison Figueiredo is getting tricky with that guy and he's just masterclassing you and dropping you, in this battle of the youngs, I'm taking the one that's faster, can throw more shots than Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi's pretty quick. He's quick on the feet. I feel like he can skate around the outside and just popping Marlon Vera like a punching bag. He was really competitive with Aldo. He got dropped a few times and hurt badly. And even though Marlon Vera has the most knockdowns in the bantamweight division, I do think Ayman Zahabi is just like, he has a dog in him, man. He has a dog in him, and he proved it. I do think he's going to get back up from those shots. I think he's going to get dropped by Marlon Vera in the second round. I think he's going to win it back with overall speed and volume. And I think that's how Ayman Zahabi wins this fight. Just an overall 30-27 over Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera being too stationary. I think he's on a decline. He's just a heavy bag merchant, you know. He's literally just one of those guys that you go to the gym and you just see him wailing on the heavy bag. That's Marlon Vera, bro. So I'm going Ayman Zahabi 30-27. On to the co-main event. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. Sorry. I'm going Kevin Holland, bro. I'm going Kevin Holland. I hear people talking about Mike Malott like he's some sort of wizard on the feet, like he's some sort of savant. I mean, not on the feet, like he's some sort of wizard on the ground, like he's some sort of jiu-jitsu savant. I think if anybody deserves that title in this fight, it's Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's only been submitted by fucking motherfucking G's, bro. Uh, Hamzat Chimaev and RDR, those aren't bad losses to look at. Every single loss in Kevin Holland's recent career isn't a bad loss. And if you even really think about it, that Daniel Rodriguez loss isn't that bad either. Daniel Rodriguez was just coming. Fuck, why am I so burpy right now? Daniel Rodriguez was coming down from 185 to fight at 175. He fought at 185 to fight Kevin Gastelum, and he came down. I believe he had a lot more pop in his shot than usual because he was coming down from 185. So I think that transferred over, giving Kevin Holland a bit more to deal with than he anticipated, getting dropped a lot more than he thought he would, getting hurt more than he thought he would. I don't think Mike Malott hits nearly as hard as Daniel Rodriguez. I don't think he's nearly as good as on the feet. I don't think he's nearly as good on the feet or on the ground as Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland excels him in both those areas. Plus, he has a what is that? An 8-inch reach advantage over him. That's bro. Mike Malott has struggled with taller fighters. We've seen against that Neil Magny fight, even though he was able to dog him in the clinch, whoop his ass for 2 rounds. I don't think you're doing that to Kevin Holland, who's younger, stronger, faster, just better than Neil Magny. If you're losing to Neil Magny, I think Kevin Holland, who's more well-rounded than you, is going to be able to outdog you. I don't think Michael Malott's going to be able to sub him. I don't think he's going to be able to knock him out. I think Kevin Holland got this one by a late round, second round finish. That's what I'm going with. Kevin Holland's second round finish. TKO or sub. I don't know how. On to the main event. Reinier the Ritter versus Brendan Allen. The Goofy Goober Olympics. Yeah, bro. Bubble blowing babies right here, bro. I don't know what to say, man. RDR versus Brendan Allen. I'm picking RDR. I think he is more dangerous than Anthony Hernandez. I think he's more dangerous on the feet. Well, how do I say this? Brendan Allen was mogged by Nasruddin Imavov, Anthony Hernandez, and Kyle Barajo. I think Reinier the Ritter, if you're getting out grappled by Kyle Barajo for 15 minutes, I'm sure he's really good on the floor. He hasn't really showed it in the UFC all too much. I do think Reinier the Ritter, it's not even a question. He's better on the ground than Kyle Barajo. Kyle Barajo had Brendan Allen in some crazy positions, just holding his back for way too long in that karate combat grappling match that they had. I think Reinier the Ritter is better than that. I think if Reinier the Ritter gets on your back, this dude is a big motherfucker. He is a huge dude. Reinier the Ritter is a proper 205er. Brendan Allen is a decent middleweight, but I just think the size advantage is going to be apparent. I think Reinier the Ritter, once he gets him down, I do think Brendan Allen's going to have a hard time getting back to his feet. I think Reinier the Ritter can kind of just do what he wants to Brendan Allen to an extent on the floor. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy like out the wazoo, but I do think it's enough to get the job done. But in Brendan Allen's defense, Brendan Allen has very good pocket boxing that he was actually winning exchanges off of Nasruddin Imavov. Nasruddin Imavov was going blow for blow with Brendan Allen, and Brendan Allen was actually getting the better of him. I do think if Brendan Allen can pressure RDR to the fence, he can rip nasty body shots, leading to going to the upstairs and potentially finishing RDR. That is his path to victory, although I think it's going to be a lot harder than he thinks to get pressure RDR that much. I do think RDR is going to have some good sweeps for him, some good trips, some good judo tosses. He's very good at getting people down to the floor when he wants them there. I just think RDR is a little bit. I just think RDR it's too much. It's too much for such a short notice for Brendan Allen. Yeah, it was 4 weeks, but I just think RDR was a bit more prepared. I think he's a bit more dangerous on the ground. Maybe not on the feet. I do think if this fight stays on the feet, Brendan Allen's chances go up extraordinarily. If RDR is able to take him down consistently, it's RDR's world, and he probably subs him. If RDR gets the first takedown, it's wraps for Brendan Allen. If he fails the first few, it's probably gonna be a Brendan Allen just hook up against defensive masterclass, and he could probably TKO RDR. But I'm not gonna bank on that happen. I'm not gonna bank on a guy that makes silly mistakes, pulling guard and trying to get Najidina Malvov to the ground in the third round. Brendan Allen's probably going to be shooting on RDR. That's how dumb of a decision that he makes. So I'm going Reinier to Ritter. Probably, I could see like a knee to the body type of scenario, knee to the body, then some, elbows up against the fence. I could see RDR getting it like that. So I'm going to go RDR third or fourth round TKO over Brendan Allen. That's my pick. So that was it, man. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new. Check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter. I post on there quite frequently. You see my record and all that. You can see me yap and all that. So yeah, it was yours truly, man. Trash Man MMA. I'll probably drop a video tomorrow too, some sort of tier list. Let me know what y'all want to see. So that was a video. Deuces.